Hi, this is Sweet June. Just getting up kind of early this morning. I got to get ready for work. Uh, Before I get ready for work, I'm sure that all of you have heard about all the government cuts that Donald Trump is proposing. I'm sure that everybody has heard um, about he's talking about doing billions of dollars of cuts. He's talking about cutting food stamps, Medicaid, disability. Um, I think it's disability, Medicaid, food stamps, and Section 8. And I'm I'm surprised, but really I'm not surprised because I kind of seen it coming. Actually, I seen it coming before Donald Trump even got into office. To be perfectly honest, I actually seen this coming before he got into office. If you look at some of my older videos, I'm talking about the possibility of this happening. When I'm talking about all these women out here popping these babies out left and right. But stay tuned. I'm going to do a video talking about that. Um, I don't agree. I'm not happy about these cuts. I'm really not happy about these cuts. What I'm concerned about is, first of all, um, like I said in my other video, when Obamacare came and took into effect, it opened the door for a lot of people that wasn't qualified for Medicaid to be able to get Medicaid. Now he's going to cut all those people off. Well, what about people with pre-existing conditions? People that have, like, I'm on Medicaid right now, and I work hard. I've been working all my life. I've been working hard for many, many, many years. I'm not just sitting up on the system collecting checks. I work very hard for my money, very hard. And I've been working very, very hard for many, many, many years. But just not making enough money to have health insurance. Now I got to try to find a job where I can not only make some decent money, but get some health benefits, which that was my goal before all this took place. Um, the problem that the thing that I'm concerned about is, what about people? I have a pre-existing health conditions. I have a thyroid condition and I have arthritis. My arthritis is pretty manageable. I don't necessarily need medication for that, because I all I have to do is exercise. Since I've been exercising, I have been feeling a lot better. And if I'm hurting too bad, I can just elevate my legs, kind of get off of them, get off my back, and that does help me. So the arthritis is manageable. I can manage that without meds. But my thyroid condition, I have to have meds to get that. I have to take a pill every day for that. And that is a pre-existing condition. I have to go to the doctor every 3 months and get blood work done and all that so I can get my pills. The pills itself is not that expensive, but I have to go get the blood work done to get the pills. If they cut my Medicaid, I can't get it. So I have to figure out another way, uh, go to the clinic or something like that to get these things done. So what about people that have diabetes? What about the people that have cancer? What about the people that have high blood pressure? What about the people that have more serious pre-existing conditions and they rely on Medicaid and they can't get, how are they going to get if you have diabetes, how are you going to get your diabetic medicine? How are you going to get it? People that suffer from cancer, how are they going to get their medicine? You know, I don't agree with it. And a lot of us are out here, not everybody is out here The one thing I have a problem with is that not everybody is out here just laying up on the system, collecting checks. A lot of us out here are working very hard. A lot of us out here get up every morning, punch a time clock, work very, very, very hard. There's a lot of millions and millions of Americans that are working very hard. When you go out today, I want you to take a look at the people that work in your local gas stations. Okay? I want you to marinate on that. If some of you out there are judging people, oh, that's good. These people getting all this assistance and everything, they just laying up on assistance. Well, when you go out today, when you start your day, and you go get your latte from your gas station before you go to work, look at the person that's ringing up your gas. That person is most likely getting some type of governmental assistance because that's not a high-paying job. Look at the people when you go to the store and get your groceries. Look at the person that's ringing up your groceries. 9 times out of 10, that person is receiving some type of governmental assistance. And most likely is probably working full time. When you go to the hotel, when you go on vacation and you check into a hotel, the people that are cleaning your rooms, 9 times out of 10, they're not making very much money. And they rely on governmental assistance. When you go to the restaurants and a waitress comes up and takes your order, well, that waitress is probably depending on some type of governmental assistance because besides tips, they don't get a lot of money. Okay? When you want to put your elderly parent or relative in a nursing home, guess who's taking care of them? Somebody that's probably dependent on some type of assistance. Okay, so everybody, when these jobs out here, people working in gas stations and all that, those people, those very, very hard-working people, depend on some type of governmental assistance. And I'm just really, really disturbed about the fact that people keep judging people that are on assistance. Yes, I will admit, there are people that are taking advantage of the system. I get it. I will admit that. There are people that are taking advantage of the system. But those people are in the minority. Most people that are receiving assistance are people that are hard-working people that go to work every single day. And they're working 40 hours a week plus. Like this week, I'm putting in overtime this week. I'm putting in overtime this week. And I put in overtime a lot of times. I used to pull 16-hour shifts when I was pregnant, more or less. Oh, I've been working hard for many, many, many years. Many years. I've always believed in going to work. I mean, at one time years ago, when I had my oldest son, I was on the system for a little while, but I got up and went to work. Okay, because I never believed in just sitting up and just depending on a system. But I've received assistance over the years because I never really had a high-paying job, And I'm just getting tired of people. I'm just getting tired of poor people being judged. I'm getting tired of, and Donald Trump, I don't really want to go into talking about him because I'm not really going to get into all that. But I'm just really getting tired of poor people being stereotyped. A lot of poor people are working. Like I said, look at your people that are working in your gas stations, people that are working in your restaurants, people that are ringing up your order at Burger King and McDonald's. They're low income, and they're probably depending on some type of governmental assistance. But I don't know. Wait a minute now. Burger King getting ready to start paying $12 an hour. I don't know. I might have to apply. I used to work at Burger King before. I might have to go back. They offering, they talking about some $12 an hour that and some benefits. I don't know. I might have to break down and go back. I don't know. But I'm getting tired of people, hardworking people like me, that are low income, getting judged. And what about the disabled people? What about people that I'm really, really concerned about the disabled people that absolutely cannot work under any circumstance. They cannot work. They cannot go out and get a job. You gonna cut their disability checks? See, I keep telling people time and time again, we are living in the days of the end. And stay tuned. I'm gonna do a video talking about that. I think I did do a video talking about that. I'm gonna do another one. We are living in the time of the end, people. And we have to rely on Jehovah God more, because I knew all this stuff was coming. I knew it. I knew it all was coming. But I just, like I said, I don't appreciate poor people being judged. And I don't agree with all these cuts. I don't. There's people that are on Section 8 that are working hard. There are people that get Section 8 that are, I mean, I'm not on Section 8. I'm not on Section 8, but there are a lot. I actually, I used to be on Section 8, but I used to be on Section 8 actually, but I actually gave my Section 8 up because I wanted to get a townhome. I was living in an apartment complex and I was staying in an apartment. I was receiving Section 8 for that, but it was just me and my son at the time, and I wanted to move to a townhouse. Well, Section 8 wouldn't cover the townhouse because it was only two in my family. And at the time I was making, I don't know, at the time I was making okay money. And so I was able to afford. What I did was I winded up getting on their subsidy. So I actually winded up giving up my Section 8 years ago. But like I tell you, I've been working hard many, many, many years. So, but there was times, yes, there's time I've had to receive food stamps. I've had to receive Medicaid. But I've worked hard for many, many, many years. Just haven't had a lot of high paying jobs. And so I'm disturbed at these cuts. Like I said, there's a lot of people that's on Section 8 that are hardworking people. They're working in your restaurants. They're making your beds at the hotel. They're working in your gas stations. Do you honestly think that those are high paying jobs? Those are not high paying jobs. Those people are not making a lot of money. Those are a part of the working poor. You know what working poor means? People that are working and are still poor. Okay? I'm just really getting tired of all of us poor people being lumped in the same box. Because, yes, there are people that are taking advantage of the system, but there are in the minority. Most people that are receiving assistance are working people. And this is something that Trump and them don't understand. We all get stereotyped and lumped in the same box. I work very, very hard. I work very hard. I had two sons. I worked very hard to support both of my sons. And yes, I've had to receive some assistance, but that was a leg up, not a handout. When you're working hard and you're receiving a little assistance, it's a leg up. It's not a handout, because you're not sitting around collecting a check or whatever. Yes, there are people that do that. They need to crack down on those people. Michigan, they must don't live in Michigan, because Michigan has a work first. Michigan don't even give you assistance unless you get out there and get a job. Michigan do not let, at least in my county, they don't let people just sit up on the system. So I mean, they probably need to crack down on those people. Yeah, it should. I think it should be I agree that it should be regulated. There should be some program overhauls, and it should be regulated. Everybody that's on it need to be required to get a job. Yeah, I agree. I admit. But to just cut everybody off across the board because you're putting all the poor people into one, lumping them into one category is not right. And if they're going to make all these proposed cuts, they need to make government jobs more available, more easier to get, which Trump just put a freeze on, and they need to increase the minimum wage. If you're going to make all these food stamps cuts and all that kind of stuff, you need to increase minimum wage, and you need to make government jobs more readily available where people can get them, because we all know people working for the government make good money and they get good benefits. But no, I don't agree with these cuts. I don't agree with them at all. I think that the programs do need to be overhauled. They do need to. There are glitches in the program, and there are people that are taking advantage of the system. Um, Unfortunately, yes, something needs to be done about those people. But to just cut everybody off across the board, no, I don't agree with that. When you're taking things away from the elderly people that you couldn't care for people that's in nursing homes that otherwise cannot afford to get nursing home care. I love old people, and I don't appreciate that at all. I don't appreciate that at all. Those people probably contributed a lot to our society, have worked hard. Those are probably people that paid their taxes at one time or another. And you're going to just take the rug out from under their feet. You're going to just take everything away from them at a time when they need it the most. I don't agree with that. And you know who's going to suffer the most from all these cuts? Is children. Statistically, children are the poorest people in this country. Did you know that? Statistically, children are the poorest people in this country because they're too young to work. They can't get up and go get a job, and they rely on their parents. And if the parents don't have a lot of money coming in and have to rely on the system, they have to look to their parents to get fed and get taken care of. So yes, children are the poorest people in this country. They're going to be affected the most by these cuts. So why you people running around here talking about, oh, well, that's good, kick everybody off or whatever. I just hope that one day you don't need help. I just hope that one day you don't lose your job. And because a lot of these companies are starting to outsource and they're starting to move to other countries. And if your company does that and you lose your job, you might be the very one that may need some assistance. So I wouldn't be so quick to judge and I wouldn't be so quick to talk if I were you guys, because you never know. Never be so quick to judge anybody, because you never know what position you're going to be in one day. Especially if you punching somebody's time clock and you working for somebody else, anything can happen. Particularly if you're black, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You can get fired anytime. You can get laid off anytime. And you may be in need of some type of assistance. Now, guess what? When you look up, it's not going to be there. So don't be so quick to judge everybody that's receiving assistance. Don't be haughty and don't be high and mighty. Because one day when you might look up, you might need that same assistance and it's not going to be there for you. Then you're going to be complaining. But no, I don't agree with these cuts at all. It's going to affect a lot of people. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I got to get ready for work. This is Sweet Jam.